Start streaming, can we?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
and we are. We're online. We're streaming on YouTube. Hey guys, how are you doing? And hi Ira, what are we doing today? In short.
Hi, Alexandra. Well, what are we doing today? Actually, I can hear you for some
That's good
reason.
news.
Yeah,
By the way, guys, if you spot any technical issue, like you, um, I don't know, don't can't hear the audio, can see the video, let us know. We'll figure this out very quickly. So if you're watching and you spot that something is not going the right way, something is going wrong, let us know in the comments, let us know in the live chat. We're monitoring the live chat all the time. Also, if you want to say hi or ask a question, you're always welcome as well. So today we're going to be delivering a couple of pieces of news to you, and also traditionally an artist of the week and an article of the week. That's pretty much it for today, I believe. Is that right?
yeah, that's right. Actually, we just have like two big pieces of news to
Yeah.
discuss
Mm-hmm.
because they've been shaking the news articles of different magazines and online newspapers for the past few days. So we just can't stay aside, and we should talk about it.
Yeah, those are like the biggest events over the past week, I would say, right? Is that
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, one of those two pieces of news is related to the update of the iOS system. And
Yeah.
the second one is the launch of a new product. So the first one will be like kind of UI UX design related, and the second piece of news will be product design related. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. Okay, let's start with the first one. Could you please give us a quick recap of this first article that we're sharing? By the way, we're dropping the links to all the articles we're discussing in the live chat, so you guys can also have a look at them. While we're talking about them, you can just read them yourself. And later, we will just talk about this one a little bit. So,
So are we talking about Apple now? Because I'm,
yes, the
yeah.
first one. Uh-huh.
So what we have here is that there's been a major update on iOS 14, and for now it's only available in alpha version. Like there's no beta yet, but you can actually subscribe to get the beta version on your device because it's just been announced, and there's been this big conference. Like in the past several days, and Apple has made a lot of big announcements on their product range and on the updates of iOS, but this one is really, really big, and they sort of teased what they're going to change in the interface of iOS and iPhones. So, like, there's been a number of updates. First of all, they're going to revamp the app library, and they're going to introduce these widgets that are sort of grouping these apps that you have on your phone together. And this way, they plan to unclutter the space of your like the workspace, your screen, and actually, you can see, like in the teaser, that all of your apps are sorted by several categories, like social, productivity, entertainment categories, and like iOS will be automatically adding these new apps that you're downloading by category to the app library and to a special widget that it has for this kind of app. Well, there's also been a number of updates for maps, and actually when I've been reading about this, I got very excited because it sort of proves that we live in the era of artificial intelligence, because maps are becoming very clever, and they're not only going to recommend you the route and all of these great things that you can do while you're on the route, but also they're introducing the feature for the eco-friendly vehicles. And so actually maps are going to count the distance that you need to take, and even count it based on like the battery life of your car, like to date. So if your phone is integrated with the car, all of these metrics will be taken into consideration so that your car lasts until this like final destination point that you're going to. And this is also very exciting for me, because actually it becomes smarter, and well, a lot of people are using a voice search like for the past couple of years. It's not really like a big trend already, because we like that it's so convenient. And well, this is gonna be like huge as well for this maps feature update. I told about widgets before. Well, actually, there's gonna be like a smart stack, so you can, well, you will be able to group or ungroup these apps, as well as like put, for instance, music or some specific app into a widget and integrate it on your screen space. For instance, like Apple Music or your health app will be showing your activity rates, like your, I don't know, calories that you've wasted, and so on and so forth. Also, what I liked about this update is that the calls are getting even less distracting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now instead of like putting the phone call, and maybe like if you have a FaceTime with someone, instead of putting this person on your screen, like the whole screen, taking up the whole screen space, you're now gonna have like a label. So it's gonna be like a little window on top of your screen, and you will be able to actually do some other things while you're talking. So it's gonna be easier to multitask if you need to make like an business call or like a business FaceTime. So this is also cool.
And also, I read in some other article about the same, the same update. They're also talking about like a better integration with Apple Watch. And if you scroll further down, if you scroll further down this article, you will see that they're talking about possibility to unlocking your car with your iPhone using NFC.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
is actually pretty interesting. And I've been thinking that, well, actually, this is also a huge part and a huge step to improve the overall UX, overall user experience with the operating system and with the phone in general. Because I think that in the future we'll be seeing this type of thing more and more, like integration between all of the smart gadgets that you have, like personally. Like you now with your phone, you can unlock your car, you can interact with your Apple Watch, you can also like pay somewhere,
Yeah.
like POS or whatever. So this is pretty interesting, and I believe that the face unlock feature will be used, like it will be widespread in the nearest future, and there are already I believe there are already products announced that claim to be using face unlock feature as a way to, unlock some lock, unlock some door, or unlock some, some that kind of thing. Access your account on some website or on some platform. So we'll definitely be seeing more and more this type of things, like integrating one operating system with some other operating system and see them sort of work together to help you, the user, achieve your goal.
Yeah.
Is there anything else to say regarding this particular update?
Well, they also sort of improved their translation app. Well, kind of not improved, but they say that they're introducing this new translate app, which actually allows you to like make translation more convenient, and it supports 11 languages to date, like the most popular ones, obviously, which is English, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, Russian, well, and other languages that people mostly use in the world. And well, I guess that before you couldn't actually have it like by default, but you could also download this app from the App Store. So this is not like something new, but I guess they're making it just an integral part of this bunch of apps that you get when you load this system, like operating system, or update your operating system. So this is also good. I guess this makes it more convenient. Also, there's been another update about the which regards the iMessage, and they're saying that their iMessage is getting more new features, and there's there's going to be a possibility of pinning conversations like you can with Telegram, for instance, like several conversations that are important for you or that you're using the most often. Well, and actually, iMessage is a convenient way for people with iPhones to communicate, and Mac OS users as well. So I believe it's also like getting some new updates and revamps. Well, what else? It also says about the app clips, that you can actually use features from an app without having to download the full app. It's accessible when you need to use it in that moment, but doesn't have to live on your phone afterwards. Well, that's something interesting, something new to me, and I'd really love to see how it works in practice, in reality.
Yeah, but I haven't heard much about that one. It seems like they're just teasing it, but they're not actually explaining how this is going to work. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see. I think they say that they're rolling this out for iPhones starting from 6th, I guess, or 7th. So there's going to be a possibility to see it in action, and I'm really anticipating it. And maybe I will try it on my iPhone and see what's new and if all of these features are delivered. Because of course, I believe there's going to be some device-specific things which will limit the productivity of this operating system on older phone models. But still, I believe this is going to be a nice thing, and I'm really hoping to check it out.
Sick. Okay, is it time to move on to the next one?
Sure, absolutely. The next.
Okay.
Yeah, the next.
The next one is called. Okay, this is a new product announcement from Google.
Mm-hmm.
And it is quite interesting because they're famous for starting new products, new platforms, new apps, and they're in kind of like starting them, letting them roll for some time, and if they see that this app, well, kind of flops, then they just completely drop it, like it happened to Google Plus and a number of other apps. Or another way that they could deal with another very successful attempt at creating an app or a service, they simply rework it and integrate it in something else, and like make things merge and add this particular service that was a standalone thing. They integrated as simply an additional feature in some other service or platform or app or package or whatever. They're doing a lot of things at the same time, so it's quite hard to keep up. Anyway, this particular one is something very familiar to us already, at least the concept of this particular app. Why is it familiar?
Well, it's because it's sort of similar to Pinterest, but it's in a way different because just yesterday I was uploading a bunch of our YouTube videos on the board that I newly created on Keen. And what I found is that it easily takes all of the information and the description and everything that we have related to the video on YouTube, like the title, the description, the tags. It just imports it whenever you add the link to the video. So you don't actually need to make a separate description like you make on Pinterest, which is called like a rich pin or something. So this is more convenient, of course, and this service, it sort of works like a recommendation service. So for instance, if I'm looking for videos for Elementor, or Elementor tutorials, I can add a bunch of my own, but the service also allows me to see what other videos are there on the internet that are related to my topic. So it basically aggregates all of the videos that Google has indexed over some period of time related to a particular topic and to a particular keyword or set of keywords. And it allows you to make a broader search of the things that you're interested in. So that's very interesting. That's from what I found. But also you can add some keywords. So you can choose the keywords that Google has indexed, or you can add your own. That's another thing that I've noticed. You can add collaborators to a particular boards that you're creating. It's the same that Pinterest allows you to do, so there's not much difference there. You can gain followers on the boards, so that's also similar to Pinterest. But well, from what it looks like to me, it's more of I guess for now it's more like content rich. So people are not simply like dropping pictures or images in there. They're trying to make it like a richer thing. So maybe some articles, some extracts from the articles. So it's sort of how to describe it. It sort of reminds me of Evernote a bit, where you can like store particular pieces of information from the internet, for instance, if you need to like save them for later use. And at the same time, you can also add a bunch of your own. So I haven't really figured it out, but I can't really say that for now it's similar to Pinterest 100%. And also, to me, it seemed like it's an MVP from what you just said. So actually, it's a very raw product for now. And I guess that Google really wants to experiment and see if this one works, if this one flops or not, and probably then throw in some money to develop more features. But that's like my experience of using it for now, like to date.
Okay, all right. So these probably were sort of like keywords, and you can. Okay. Okay, you can browse different keywords, and it will then you find some community, and then you click on the community, and it sends you to the archive of the posts in the community, and then you can start clicking on the links. So all of these pins are basically links.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like a bookmark library. Now I get it. Now I finally get it. See, it took me so long. So, yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. I think it's fun to gather ideas. Like a lot of people and designers, they use Pinterest to collect references to create a mood board. This one is pretty cool too, especially I could imagine how you as a student could use this kind of thing. Like you could use Notion, or you could use Evernote. This is quite similar. I would rather compare it to something like Evernote. Seriously, it's similar, but I don't know if you're allowed to take notes here directly on the app. I don't know. Otherwise, we'll see how it develops. I will give it a try. I'll try using this one for my own personal use, like for a week, and I see how I like it. And I'm really interested to see where it goes. Maybe we shouldn't dwell on this one for so long. I was very confused about the UI. This is why it took me so long to get comfortable with this app. Okay, are we moving on to the next one?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. We're moving on to the article of the week. And this week, I've picked this very exciting product design article, which to me personally was very interesting because I love reading different case studies. And this article actually, yeah, but I know that you do as well. And this very article that I've picked actually presents a bunch of case studies on different popular and well-known brands like Uber and Adidas and some other internet apps that you can check out. And actually, it takes like all of the crucial key steps, and it's sort of an aggregator. This article aggregates all of these case studies and tells you about the key steps that have been used by designers to develop a particular app or a particular project. The format and the crucial parts of every case study. So I believe if you're a product designer or UI UX designer and you want to know how things are done in particular and get some in-depth experience of product design, then you should definitely check this article out. Well, to me, it was interesting to read about Uber and Adidas because I don't really know about other brands that are mentioned there. But yeah, I suggest and strongly recommend that you check this article out.
Awesome. Like, really, I do love these articles. I'm pretty sure everyone loves them, where there is like 10 hand-picked blah blah blah, or 20 hand-picked blah blah blah. You know, when you kind of can can have already a selection of things thrown at you, and you just see like, oh, there's so much to read, so much cool stuff, and you start unraveling every single interesting piece of information in there one by one. Pretty sure everyone loves them. That's not just only one thing, but a multitude of things, of very cool things. This all sounds very interesting, and yeah, definitely case studies. Why do case studies? How can case studies help you? This is the question, right? First of all, I think there are two ways how you can benefit from reading and exploring case studies from other designers about other brands. Is the first one is to see okay, the first one is to learn how to present your own work, looking at the example created by some other designer, right? To look at it as a sort of as something to look up to in terms of learning how to present your own work, your own design projects somewhere on your personal website, in your portfolio, or on Behance while presenting your also your design pieces on Behance, because, well, case studies, they are proven to be more efficient and more impressive, and proven to tell a lot more about you as a designer and about the quality of your work and your experience to your client, other than just a picture with no context. Actually, what case study does, it gives you context, and it paints, it helps you better describe what amount of work has been done, what are the goals of the projects, what are the goals of the projects, all the steps that have been taken, were those goals achieved with the result of your work, and all the sorts of things. And also, yeah, you can boast the amount of knowledge you have, you can use smart words, all that kind of thing, but it depends on who you want to be reading your case study, because you shouldn't be like using too many of these smart words if you are aiming at a client to see this case study, because it may confuse them even more. So it is recommended that you better use simpler language to kind of appeal to all kinds of people that might be looking at your case studies, both designers who might want to hire you as part of their team, and clients who might hire you to do work for them. Anyway, and the second is just to see not to see an example of presentation, but to see the example of actual work process, to explore how other designers think, how they approach solving challenges that the client or the client's problem presents them. There are a lot of benefits that designers can gain from reading case studies and from exploring case studies made by other designers. It's great that you can use it to your own advantage. Moving on, is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The last segment we have traditionally in our weekly live stream is Artist of the Week. And Irene has a very distinct, let's say, taste in picking our Artist of the Week. Yeah, she's the one who always picks the Artist of the Week, almost always. Yeah, I have to do it the next time, right? Because you've been doing it for like you've been doing it for 3 like live streams in a row, so it's my turn. It will be my turn next week.
Sure.
Yeah, if you don't mind, of course. I mean,
no, absolutely. I'd love to see your take on this segment of our live stream. Anyway,
of course, would be exciting. Anyway, this one is kind of in sync with a couple of videos that we've made on our YouTube channel, and we've been trying to explore something in the universe of the cyberpunk theme, also retro wave, all that sort of thing. All of these neon colors, these old school fonts,
retro wave,
this retro aesthetic of the 80s, and this all looks looks awesome. Like once you see it in the grid, you start to, you know. Oh, they changed something in Dribble. Once you scroll down, the grid changes from like 3 columns to 4 columns. It's interesting.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's recent one.
If you look at these colors, you have no idea where to, you know, like where to look, because your eye is kind of jumping from one picture to another because they're so colorful. They're so eye-catchy, all of them. And I really do love this aesthetic. And if you're someone who's very into this kind of aesthetic, check this guy out. James White. This week we have someone whose name I can pronounce.
You can pronounce, yeah.
Thanks.
I was thinking about this as well.
Yeah, because I'm always afraid to mispronounce someone's name.
To botch the name of the person.
Exactly. I don't want to butcher someone's name. Anyway, I like how this artist how he sticks to a particular aesthetic. Pretty much all of these pieces are in the same style and the same aesthetic. So it seems like he's very devoted to this particular theme.
Yeah, and, absolutely.
This is interesting because it's, okay, this is quite a rare thing to see, to be honest. Because, well, this is two completely different things, being like a specialist and specializing in creating, let's say, only like stationery, like envelope designs or business card designs, that sort of thing, or doing only logos and nothing else, or only doing posters, or only doing, well, this is quite hard. And most people, especially if they're freelancers, especially if they're starting out, almost 99% of cases, those guys are so-called generalists. They take like any types of work where they could learn, where they could apply the knowledge that they already have and gain some more knowledge by doing the work. This is why everyone who is starting out or has been in business for not so long, like let's say a couple of years, under 5 years or something, they tend to all be generalists and taking any sort of work in any stylistic, in any aesthetic, in any, let's say, okay, basically in any style. But what I see here looks impressive in terms of how consistent this guy is. And I do not know if this is like, probably a lot of these are personal work, because designers tend to put a lot of personal work on their accounts on Dribble, on Instagram, Behance, not so often, but so. So I don't know which of these are purely personal work and which of these are commercial, but I can see some of the posters feature the Spotify logo, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, cover art for the Synthwave playlist on Spotify. Exactly. So this is very interesting to explore more of his work and get to know which projects are commercial, which projects are purely personal. This is interesting because, well, if someone's interested, it has its downsides and it has disadvantages to stick to one particular aesthetic. First of all, it's gonna mean that if you're only presenting your work in one particular style, it means that, well, you're gonna get very good at that. You're gonna get extremely good at that, and you're gonna get extremely well known in particular circles and of people, of clients who are interested in that kind of aesthetic. And if you devote enough time to building your brand, to building up your skills, you're gonna get a lot of work in the future. If you stick to a particular aesthetic, you're gonna get your audience. If you know that there are people who will want to work with you if you stick to this particular niche, this particular style, aesthetic, and if you know that there's potential, then it is a very good idea. Like, there is potential definitely with this particular style because it has been popular for a long time, and definitely you could apply it to lots and lots and lots of niches. There are downsides, of course. You can guess what downsides there are if you decide to stick to a particular style, if you decide to only present as an artist who only does this and doesn't do anything else. I do not know this guy. I do not know if he does anything else but this style. But this is interesting that his account is devoted to this particular topic. So this is why I wanted to rant a little bit about that fact that this is interesting, this is impressive, and I really do like all the work that is here. I think that is very high quality, and definitely is going to have a lot of people who will be fans of his work.
Yeah,
Really sure.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I even wanted to watch Blade Runner again after I've seen his work, or something retro futuristic for sure, because this is amazing. Or to listen to Daft Punk or whatever, some artists from this aesthetic, and actually
I'll
in
send you a
music.
playlist.
Okay, deal. And actually, this retro wave sort of music style is also very popular these days, because a lot of prominent artists like Dua Lipa, The Weeknd, they also feature these tunes that remind you of the 80s and sort of create that vibe that we also associate with retro wave and synth wave and all of these musical styles. So this is very cool that these styles are not only popular in design, but also have a revival in terms of music and in terms of like reappreciation by the new generation. So it's
You know
cool.
what's interesting? It's very interesting that you mentioned music, because I've been clicking on some of the posts here on James's account, and in the captions he says that I see that in the captions he mentions that a lot of his work has been like a cover of some album, some book cover. Also, I've seen on some posts there was a book cover, which is super cool.
He has an official poster for Metallica's
Yeah.
stop in Winnipeg, yeah, for their
Also,
tour.
oh wow, hold on. Retro design for Twitch. This graphic was printed on a steel lunchbox given to VIP members at the Twitch party in 2018. I'm really stoked, and I'm really happy to see that this aesthetic is popular and that it's getting more and more recognition. So props to James to sticking to this particular one. I think this one is gonna grow more and more in the future, since in the media we see that we're kind of getting back to it. These topics of like the 80s, nostalgia, that kind of thing, they're prominently featured in the media recently. If you look at it, like, I'm not mentioning Stranger Things, it's obvious, kind of obvious, but there have been a lot of things like, you know, the announcement of Cyberpunk 2077, the video game, which has been talked about for years now, and it's finally coming out this year. And I'm pretty sure that many other games and many other types of media are going to follow the steps. They're going to see how much success and how much actually interested from the people it's going to get, and they're going to follow the steps. Also, Blade Runner, there was pretty recently, they released a sequel. We're seeing it all over the place, actually. And in the music, of course, definitely there's a huge scene for synth wave, retro wave.
Even the videos, like the video makers, if you look at some top artists, they draw their inspiration from these movies, like retro wave movies and like cyberpunk movies, but a little bit, and they get all of these elements and incorporate them in the videos, and it looks fun to me, because you know how they can really integrate that retro aesthetic into this new kind of vibe that we have in 2020. So that's very cool. I really admire how people successfully integrate those things and blend those things, and are not afraid of doing that to create really cool and nice products, music, designs, and whatnot.
I'm quickly replying to a comment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Is that it? Are we done?
Yeah, but actually, with this one we're done. And actually, I have like another announcement to make.
Another one? Exciting.
Yeah. Well, actually, from now on, we have stock music on TemplateMonster Marketplace.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're
Wow.
broadening. yeah, we've broadened our product range, and now we have stock music. Well, this section is not a big one for now, but I'm pretty sure that we're going to broaden the range of these products. Like music and sounds and whatnot that you can use for videos and whatever the need is. And I'm going to send the link to stock music, this section on TemplateMonster Marketplace, this category, so you can check it out by yourself, because you know that audio libraries are very popular, and we ourselves are using audio libraries like Epidemic Sound and YouTube Audio Library when we're making our videos. So I believe this will be a cool thing to do for TemplateMonster.
I'm gonna answer more questions on the license, on the pricing, on the packages later, once all the marketplace related updates are fully rolled out, because we're gonna be having a lot of huge updates in the nearest future regarding the marketplace, regarding the expansion of the categories of products that are gonna be on the marketplace very, very soon. As we mentioned before, maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. We're adding new categories. Oh, sorry. All good? Is it
the connection is breaking.
Yeah, I noticed too. Never mind. I'll quickly finish a sentence and we're gonna wrap this up, because maybe the internet wants to kind of rest a little bit for now. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, the marketplace is going to see a lot of changes in the nearest future, and we are going to have a live stream answering all of your questions, and the announcement about this stream will appear beforehand on YouTube in a couple days in advance, so you guys can think of the questions you want to ask. You can ask those questions in the live chat during the stream, or even better in the comments and the community tab, because we're gonna post the announcement on the community tab so you guys can see it, and you can drop your questions in the comments there. That's pretty much that. Is it? Oh, hold on. So you mentioned that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Wait a second. 1 second. You mentioned that the music category on the website is already on, because last time I checked, it wasn't. So the music category is on already. It's on the website.
Yeah, it's on.
And you can see it. Awesome. So let me quickly jump to our website. I want to show people that finally, yes, we have it. We have it here in the website. And if you guys, okay, here's the homepage. You go to all products traditionally, but if you but if you move your mouse down a little bit, you're gonna see audio, stock music. There are gonna be more categories to it, sound effects. So this is why it's gonna have a little more. It's gonna have a little tree in there. So you can see that the library is already starts to fill up. We have quite a number of entries here already, and there are going to be more and more items. This is why go have a look yourself. You can preview the tracks. I'm not going to turn them on because I don't know what the volume settings on my desktop are. This is why I'm not going to turn this on for now. And this is a new category. This is a brand new category, guys. And if you're someone who regularly uses music for their work, like for videos, maybe you make YouTube videos yourself, maybe you make videos for your clients, maybe you make YouTube intros for your clients, maybe you make ad videos for your clients' commercials, then this is a new place for you to go if you're looking for stock music. These are high quality. These are really high quality because you have an entire team devoted to quality checking all of the items that come from our authors on our marketplace. So if you're an author, if you're a customer, and if you want to become one, check out the TemplateMonster Marketplace. We're going to have a lot more categories very soon. If you're someone who makes stock videos, motion graphics, audio, music, sound effects, video effects, animations, and animated elements packages, anything, Instagram stories, there is going to be an entire category devoted to exactly what you do. This is why do not hesitate and check out our marketplace. If you have any questions, there is a tiny button which you can click and access the live chat and talk to someone about how your day has been and what questions you have to ask. That's pretty much that, I believe. Is that it? Oh, people are requesting a dark mode
Thanks
elementary
for being
tutorial.
here with us.
Sick.
Watching the live stream. Oh wow, we've been promising this for quite a while, I believe.
I've been thinking
not keeping to a promise.
That one. Hold on, there is there's gonna be involved quite a lengthy process. Also, I saw that there were other tutorials on YouTube doing that, and I've been thinking if there's really a need for this kind of tutorial, since there's already one on YouTube. We do not want to make something that someone else has already made. This is why I've been kind of hesitant about that one. But since people are requesting, I'm gonna look into that more and really think how we can make it unique, and how we can make it that people can, you know, like use it on their real website, and how they can actually be comfortable using it. So it's not too complicated to set up, so it's very quick to set up, and so it's easy and intuitive to use, so people can tweak it and customize to their own need. But the tutorial I saw on YouTube is very good, and if you guys want to find that one, just Google like elementary dark mode. It's somewhere out there. I've seen the tutorial quite a while ago, and I do recommend you to check that one out. It was a pretty good one. So this is why I was kind of hesitant. Okay, are we done? Also, oh, one more request.
Yeah.
Page peeling.js in Elementor. Okay, this is interesting. I have to look into it. Thank you for the suggestion. This definitely sounds cool. Okay, we have a lot of suggestions recently, so we have a lot of things to work on. Also, we have a promised Lottie tutorial. We have a promised a number of Figma tutorials. By the way, if you guys have noticed, we've been integrating some workarounds, including Figma, in our Elementor tutorials, in some of the recent ones, especially the one with the blobs, where we're talking about how to integrate different kinds of blobs on your website, animated ones and static ones with the masked image, and also the video masks. If you haven't seen those two, check them out on the channel. They were pretty recent videos, and you're gonna find them right in the grid. Don't need to scroll a lot to find that one. Anyway, thank you for the suggestions. We hear you. We are working on the things that you have requested. There's quite a lot of them, and we have them down on our to-do list. They're definitely there. Yeah, so thank you for coming. Thank you for staying with us for this live stream. Thank you for watching. Leave us your thoughts in the comments on these pieces of news that we've discussed today. And yeah, we'll just say hi, say something nice, right? You have something to say to the people?
I do. Actually, I read all of the comments, so...
What do you mean you read? I read them too. Stop. Okay, you froze.
Yeah, you read them, but sometimes, you know, when I can't sleep at night, I go and read the comments because I feel so bored.
Yeah, so guys,
so yeah,
do not forget to write a couple
what I
comments
meant is what I meant to say is, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Wrapping
sure.
this up.
So none of your comments leave unmentioned and unnoticed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, we read all the comments. We reply to all the comments when possible. This is why. Do not hesitate and feel free to leave your feedback, your request, your opinion, or just say hi in the comments at any time. Okay, and we're not living up to our promises actually, because it's been 53 minutes of the live stream, and we've been we wanted to like make it up to 20-30 minutes. Come on, where's your timer? Anyway, guys, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. We're gonna see you next week. Bye.